älteste der Young-Brüder, war mal bei den Easy Beats, Spider-Man Mine kennt ihr ja, und auch bei Flash and the Pan. Hat aber auch die ersten AC/DC-Alben co-produziert. Now, what him brought back as a producer was the fact that he already worked as a producer for AC/DC in the early times, and did quite a few classics. And when I heard Stiff Upper Lip for the first time, then I was instantly reminded of those classics. It sounds very stripped and raw and bluesier, and yeah, I was wondering, is that that what he did to the record?
Well, he has a a good way of I suppose even from the beginning he was this way. He shows you the best way to get out of your instrument without resorting to trickery or big overproduction, especially with rock and roll. He's very gifted in that sense. He can take something that can be at first sometimes it can be a little bit too complex, and he can break it down very almost minimalistic, as we say. He can get it to its simple form, and he's always had the gift of that. And I think with him, having the history of, the rock and roll, he's got a great history of rock and roll. And he's always, in fact, in nearly every record we've ever done, albums, he's always participated, maybe not so much in the production, but he's also helped us in a lot when we've had our material together and songs, and he's heard them, and he's also helped us say, oh, that's a great song, that's a good album, So we depend on a little bit on his stamp, when he says it's good. We rely on that a lot. He's a big influence on us.
You should obey your older brother, in any case.
That's right.
That was I was told.
Yeah. Well, I've got a few more. I've got 6 altogether, so, I had to obey them all.
Wow. That's an effort.
Yeah.
I would say we play a video, a song where actually George was involved in the production. If you want blood, you got it.
Yes, yeah.
And then we speak about the person who sings on this video, because on Sunday there's a very special day.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
So we need to talk about that.
Okay.
Gut, dann kommt jetzt mal das Video zu If You Want Blood, You've Got It. Und das ist ein Stück, das George ja mitproduziert hat. Und der Herr, der da singt, der hat übermorgen Todestag. Bon Scott nämlich. Und darüber müssen wir auch sprechen. Übermorgen von heute ausgerechnet. Aber was das zu bedeuten hat, sage ich euch gleich nach der Pause. Brian und Angus. Und jetzt haben wir ja vorher einen Clip mit Bon Scott gesehen. Und der Tag, an dem wir dieses Gespräch geführt haben, war der 18. Februar. Der Tag, an dem ihr die Show seht, ist der 3. März. Dazwischen liegt der 20. Februar und das ist der Todestag von Bon Scott. Und der jährt sich in diesem Jahr, oder jährt er sich jetzt für euch zu Hause zum 20. Mal. Da macht sich wieder ein bisschen Quatsch, die beiden. Gleich rutscht mir hier mal die Hand aus. Und ja, Bon Scott. Now,
his 1-800-376.
Gentlemen.
Ask Marcus.
Now, well, we have to hit the serious subject now.
Yes.
Yes, and this is that Bon Scott's day of death is no, it's the 20. Do you say anniversary in that case? I think you don't.
No, well, it's probably for us. It's probably more in how do you say it? It's, well, a remembrance.
Yeah,
remembrance. Yeah.
Yes.
Not really a cause for celebration.
No, not really. So it's still an important day for AC/DC fans around the world. What is it that you have on your mind on this day?
Well, I could, being probably there from the beginning, especially with Bon, Malcolm, and everyone. I think you always, it's like any loss in someone who's close to your family or anyone who's very close to you. It's I think it's about the best way you could say it. It's always it is a big vacuum in your life. Oh, I'm sorry, Baron. Yeah. But me personally, I always have my own strong memories of Bon, and you know, I don't pick a day to sort of say, well, on this, you know, this is the day I'll remember him and then forget him.
Right.
So the memory's always with you. There's always something, you know. And there's always a bit of, and Brian will tell you, there's always the AC/DC band as a unit, you know, there's always a sort of, you know, feeling, you know. It's very I think it's, you know.
It's true. I just remember born on a cold night in 1974 somewhere in the north of England when the time I did meet him and playing with his band, you know, the two bands were playing in a horrible town hall somewhere, and the bus had broken down with 5 Australian guys called Fraternity, you know, and they were cold, hungry, they didn't have any money. We didn't have much money in Geordie either, and we shared a hotel room, and he was good enough, you know, he saw us playing. And what I remember about this man is, which is not usual in this business, is him telling the boys afterwards to, you know, mention my name. And so I remember a wonderful fella who, you know, even when he was trying to climb the heights to, you know, with the boys when they were started, he still had time to mention other people. Do you know what I mean? He didn't. It wasn't just all one single-minded thing about being famous at all costs. That's the kind of man he struck us as. And I think another thing, the fact that he was just singing in AC/DC for 6.5 years or something, 7 years, that he left such a huge impression on everybody that saw him, that met him, that heard him sing, that wrote songs with him, you know. And I think that's amazing. I mean, geez, politicians don't have that kind of love. You know, well, then again, what am I talking about, politicians? Jesus Christ.
Well, some of them.
But I mean, people in the public eye, people that are really in the public eye, I mean, I'm trying to think of someone, but I dare say Princess Di, because it's ridiculous, but I mean, there's that many people think about him. It really is. Wherever we go, whoever we meet, there's a story somewhere, a funny story. It's never a sad story. It's always a funny one, and it's always a nice one that leaves you with a nice warm feeling. So, you know, he certainly made his mark, man, you know.